Mieke C Bon is a businesswoman, and she's also presently an organizational developer. She started off her career in the Netherlands and took a track that not many would have thought, but opted to go for training, and then became the youngest real estate developer in the country of Netherlands. And it was a great privilege to meet her through the Harvard Summer School program, and I'm excited to have her onto the show. She's a very diverse woman who enjoys being immersed in different cultures, and I think really brings a powerful message about women in leadership, but also the possibilities of what you can do to help empower other people through a tool like business. So whether it's through the arts or business or whatever industry, I think Mieke C Bon is definitely a friend of Café con Gas and is really bringing change to where she is. So I'm going to invite her to come sit with us, cue her in. So please welcome Mieke into the show. So hello.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Please have a seat. And welcome to Café con Gas.
Thank you.
Yes. So I'm very excited to have you onto the show, and I would love to hear more about how you got into business, how you got into your business, and what are you presently doing today?
Well, what I'm doing today is I'm helping people and organizations become stronger and better. Mm-hmm. And I align the strategic objectives mm-hmm. with the behavior within companies. Mm-hmm. That's what I do today.
That's great.
Or when I'm in the Netherlands, because now I'm here for 2 months at Harvard.
Great. And how did you always start in organizational development, or how did you arrive at?
Yeah. Well, I first started off in another branch, in the mm-hmm. Real estate branch. Mm-hmm. When I was 23, I started my own real estate company, mm-hmm. and I sold it at the age of 34. I had my reasons why I wanted to sell it, but the most important reason was that I wanted to have children. Mm-hmm. But that didn't work out. So when I turned 40, I thought, well, I don't want to stay home mm-hmm. because I have a lot of things I can bring to the world mm-hmm. with all my experience as a businesswoman mm-hmm. and as a leader and as somebody who grew into an organization and let it mm-hmm. develop. Mm-hmm. So I had a coach myself when mm-hmm. I was in the 20s, when mm-hmm. I started off, and it really helped me discover myself and to improve my own performance. Mm-hmm. So I was really interested in how can I get other people also better mm-hmm. by training and coaching them. Mm-hmm. So that's why I started in the training and coaching and consulting branch.
Now, when you first sought out your business trainer, was that something that was common in at the time that you sought out a business coach? I know that there's more of a movement now of personal empowerment, but it hasn't always been that way.
No.
Were you breaking ground in that area?
Yeah, because when it was in the 90s when I had my own company, and I consulted a coach at that time, mm-hmm. but it was not really normal because people only wanted a coach when things didn't work out. But I really wanted to improve, and that's why I wanted a coach. Good is not enough. You have mm-hmm. to be the best. And how do you mm-hmm. become the best? That's if people help you in becoming the best of yourself. Mm-hmm. And you cannot do that yourself because you all have blind spots and things you're not aware of. So a coach really helps you become aware of your talents, which you can use, but also of your pitfalls. And then you have to decide, am I going to work on my talents, or am I going to work on things I'm not really good in? But I decided just to work on my talents.
What was there like a challenging moment when you started? Was there something that your business coach highlighted for you at the beginning that you didn't really expect or quite know about yourself?
One quote I always remembered him telling me mm-hmm. that good girls come in heaven, and girls who do everything, they come everywhere.
Okay.
So I kind of did everything I wanted to do. So there were no boundaries.
Interesting. And then You had mentioned also you had this career before you got into where you are now. You were doing real estate development. Is that a predominantly male-driven industry, or did you encounter any difficulties being such a young female in that industry?
In the real estate, there are more women, but now I'm an organizational developer, mainly in the contracting related firms, which is really a man-dominated world. And what I bring to these companies is being aware of more diversity within the organization, which will lead to better decision making. Because if you have to make a decision and they're all the same type of persons who make the decision, you might have biases or blind spots, which not contribute to better decision making. And it's very important to look at different angles and to bring all those knowledge together, and therefore come to to better decision making. So more effective.
What are some tips that you give your what are some tips that you give your clients, and like when you first meet a client? What are some of the things that you talk about them with at first?
Well, the very first appointment I have with my clients is, of course, getting to know each other. And people just want to tell me things they want to tell them. You know, I can just handle the things what they tell me, so what they say and what they do. But when we build on trust, they also tell me what they think and how they feel. And if they're gonna tell me that, then I can help them better. Because most people have objectives, but they have a hard time reaching those objectives. And by asking them questions of what is in between them and reaching their objectives, it's mainly we call it centimeters between your ears. It's the impedient beliefs people mostly have about their own performance. And well, tips depend on the kind of behavior you do have, because you want to give tips in line of their natural behavior. If you're like a really introvert person, and you give tips for extroverted people, you know, it does feel very unnatural. But you really have to adjust to the coachee, so that will be different. But I think people will do much better if they kind of get stuck in thinking, and they're thinking about those disasters, what might happen if they do something, just to do it and then see afterwards, and what if it was that difficult or that hard, and their own struggle. So I kind of gave them tips on just do it, and because you regret more often the things you didn't do than you did. So and you know, you can learn from it. So if it doesn't work out, it's okay. Just learn from it and do it in another way or another manner, which will fit you to accomplish your goals.
What do you think, in your experience, what often holds people back from accomplishing their goals? Is there a common theme among your clients, or is it very...
Yeah. In my class at Harvard, I wrote an op-ed piece, and with about a topic, and I call it in Dutch, if you translate it one-on-one, it's why do we live as dwarfs while we can be giants?
Do you hear that, everyone?
People, often they underestimate themselves. And they're compared to other colleagues or other people who are very successful, but everybody is successful in their own way. So you're just your own version of who you are, and everybody has their own talents. So we can do much more if we change those impeding beliefs to more supporting beliefs.
Great. How do you have a good support network around you? How important is a support network to achieving those goals?
Yeah, you have people. It's really nice if you have people who do really believe in you, who can give you trust. But the most important thing is to trust yourself. because you always have yourself.
That's a beautiful. That's a very self-aware and empowering message. In what, if you were, let me ask you this question, because as I look at the clock, we are approaching the end. In 1 or 3 sentences, if you could give your kind of empowerment business pitch to someone, if you can give it out to the camera, what would your message be for those who are seeking organizational or personal empowerment help?
Yeah, just do whatever is within your reach. We might think there's nothing you can do about your own situation, but you just take those little steps. People kind of set their objectives really high, and then it's a giant leap to get over there. But if you do it step by step, in the end you'll get to it. So it's just take the first step and just feel what success is like, and then you can build your trust, and you can take yourself to the next level, and every time you're taking yourself to another level, and that's how you improve.
That's great.
So it's really step by step.
That's wonderful. And what about the days, any advice for those, what do you do on the bad days when the step feels like a side forward or maybe 2 steps back? What are some ways that you encourage yourself to keep going and have
think
that
about
drive?
the good times that that you're really able to reach your goals.
Great.
And for people, like, they can remember the most awful things right immediately. It's easy to recall, because that's like in psychology, there are reasons. That's why people, if you give 10 compliments and 1 suggestion, people will remember
the bad one,
and they forget about the 9 ones. So, but if you're really aware of what you already did and how much progression you saw, then it isn't bad just to have a bad day, because then you look forward to a good day.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Mieke, that you've been so generous with sharing your knowledge here on the show, and where can we, in the next 20 seconds, where can we find you in the next 5 years? Where do you hope to be in the next 5 years?
Well, I hope, I already told you that I will have my own TED Talk about inspiring and motivating people. And
fantastic.
And build strong people and strong companies.
Let us know when you have that TED Talk, and we'll definitely show it on Café con Gas. So
okay, good.
thank you so much for joining us, and I wish you the best when you go back to the Netherlands.